It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2026 commencement speaker, Mr. Jeff Ament. I always get opportunities to talk to people, and a lot of times I introduce them as rock stars. Rock star, it means that people paying attention to them. They're doing good things. They're a rock star, right? But this is the first time in my life I've ever really got to introduce a rock star. Jeff is a renowned magician, songwriter, visual artist, and the co-founder of Pearl Jam. Jeff was born in Havre to George and Penny Ament and raised in Big Sandy, Montana. Jeff participated in basketball, football, and track at Big Sandy High School, where he graduated in 1981. During this time, he also began playing the bass guitar. After graduation, he attended the University of Montana until he moved to Seattle, Washington with his band, Deranged Dictation. While in Seattle, Jeff became acquainted with many Seattle musicians. This led to him joining the band Green River, which later established the band Mother Love Born, which signed to Polygram, a subsidiary of Mercury Records. The band split up after an untimely passing of his bandmate. Jeff was then invited to record with Temple of the Dog. During that same time period, Jeff co-founded Pearl Jam and signed with Epic Records in 1991. And they released the album 10. This album broke the band into the mainstream and became one of the best-selling alternative albums in the 90s. It is hard to list all of Jeff's career accomplishments. He has won Grammy Awards, released 3 solo albums, has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, had an acting cameo, scored a television series, founded an art production company, to name just a few. Jeff also founded the Montana Pool Service, a charitable foundation that has helped build skateboard parks in rural Montana and surrounding states, including the local communities of Big Sandy, Chinook, Hayes, Box Elder, Malta, and Havre. Recently, Jeff generously established the Dan Ullman Memorial Scholarship for his close friend and my close friend and former classmate to support students from Big Sandy, Montana, and the North Star High School who choose to attend MSU-Northern. We are grateful for Jeff's generosity to support our students while keeping alive Dan's unwavering support for his community and Northern. Jeff's inspiring journey from a small town in Montana to global stage make him an inspiring choice for the graduating class of 2026. Jeff.
Good morning. It's a little early for me to be on a stage, but here I am. I want to thank Chancellor Kegel and Beth and Jody and the whole committee for inviting me here today. They've been so great. It's so great to be back in Havre. I grew up just down the road, as he said, in Big Sandy. But I have so many great memories here. I was born just up the street at Deaconess Hospital. I saw the Harlem Globetrotters right here in this court in 1971, a long time ago. But that was truly one of the great events that I ever witnessed. My mom and my uncles went to school here at, this is hard to say, MSU, because I'm a Grizz, MSU-N. My sister played for the NMC Skylights on this court for 4 years in the 80s. She's got a couple of dates up there. My dad met my mom in Havre when he was helping build the old roller rink across from the Buffalo Jump. We spent most weekends here at my grandma's house down on 2nd Avenue. I met and became friends with so many kids here, playing sandlot baseball and skateboarding, kind of going between my cousin's house and my grandma's house. I still have many friends and classmates that live here, including your own Dan Ullman, who worked here at Northern for 25 years until his passing last year, and I'd known him since 2nd grade, so I'm thinking about him a lot today. He's a great man. So I have a lot of deep roots here. Havre is where I fell in love with music. My Uncle Pat playing me those first Beatles songs. I bought all my first records here. The Jackson 5 and Kinks at Woolworth's, Kiss and Led Zeppelin at Ricky's Records, the Ramones and the Clash at Musicland at the mall. Music is the best thing that ever happened to me. I was so in love with rock and roll when I first heard it that I just knew I was going to be around it for the rest of my life. I often dreamed that I would have a great stereo and a huge record collection, and maybe sometimes I would get to go to concerts on the weekends. I worked every job that I could find to support my passion for music. Like Bukowski said, find something you love and let it kill you. And I think what Charles was telling us was to follow your passion with everything that you have. Make it your life. That might be fixing up cars or running a farm or something in the arts or raising a great family. But I truly think it's the most important thing that you can do. So thanks for bringing me back. It's so exciting to see so many of you here that have worked so hard navigating the outside and financial pressures of your time. And you are making the big jump. Your future is wide open. You probably have more freedom right now than you'll ever have. And it's an amazing time to be alive. Good medicine, technology, access to almost anything you need to fix or know, unlimited music, books, and information at the push of a button. I heard there's even a program called AI that's almost intelligent. Healthy food options, great coffee, clean water. You just have to navigate through all the noise and disinformation to find your truth. Change the channel once in a while. Talk to your friends that might have a different perspective. Don't let the algorithms get you down. My dad was full of wisdoms, but one of my favorites was, he said, you should take a break from that shit because it'll sneak up on you. And he was talking about my love of beer as a young man. But this is true of almost anything, especially now with all the junk that your phone is feeding you. It's amazing how clear everything gets and how much you'll get done when you just shut it down for a few hours. Take a walk where there's some trees and some nature, or go hang out with your friends without the distraction of your binky. Now, I'm saying this mostly for myself because I have my own issues with this damn thing. No pressure, but the future of the world is all up to you. When I was about 16, I read an interview in a skateboarder magazine with a guy named Chris Stropel. And he said, anything is possible. And it was in response to the future of skateboarding and tricks and whatever. But I wrote that on the cover of my notebook. And over the next few months, it started to mean something different, something bigger. You might have heard somebody tell you the world's your oyster, or Joe Strummer once famously said, the future is unwritten. That sentiment is so true for all of us, but especially you today. Your opportunities are greater and more possible because of the work that you did these last few years. Proof to your future coworkers and bosses that you work well with others, that you are thinkers and doers. I like to tell a story sometimes that I left Big Sandy with only a suitcase and a Swiss Army knife, both of which my parents gave me for my high school graduation. True story. This is a little bit of a tall tale because they gave me so much more. Mostly the life skills and the confidence to believe in and take care of myself. They loved the shit out of us and didn't suffer any BS. So it turns out that a suitcase and a Swiss Army knife is all you need. I know it doesn't seem possible for an old guy like me, but I was in your shoes at one point. I remember how excited and how scared I was to cut the umbilical cord from my youth, to head out on my own, to figure out what I wanted to be, to look for the folks I wanted to work and hang out with, to find my life's will and passion. I had so much fun in those early years, and I didn't have a pot to piss in. It didn't matter that I didn't have insurance or a car or that I lived in a little apartment with 3 other friends. We laughed a lot. We had to work through a bunch of disagreements, and we had many great adventures. During those early days in the city, almost 1,000 miles from where I grew up, I slowly gained confidence and became less fearful to ask dumb questions. Slowly, I started forming into a real version of myself. Those limitations were maybe even more important to my evolution as all the support and the small victories. Now, I never made it as far as you all have here. I only got through 2 years of college before my savings ran out. But I think my parents still have a small hope that I might make it back someday to get my degree. When I was about 30, I was at a wedding, and an old friend ran up to me right before the wedding, and he said, "Hey, if you got a few minutes afterwards, if I could just get a minute with you." And so when the wedding was done, he grabbed me, and we went down to a small bar and sat in the corner. And he proceeded to tell me how proud that he was of me, that I'd done it my own way, that I'd followed my passion, no matter how many people were telling me that I was blowing it. I can't tell you what a gift that was. For somebody who had known me since I was a wee lad, had been paying attention, and to tell me how much he respected me for taking a chance, working hard and following my heart. That was a pretty important moment. So I'm going to tell you the same thing. Listen to your heart. Take chances, be curious, ask questions, be humble, practice tolerance, fall in love with something that isn't your job, share your feelings with your friends, ask for help, work hard, play harder, lighten up, and mostly dream. It doesn't matter how many times you fail or if you occasionally get off track. Stay true, do what you love, go for it 100%. Use this incredible momentum that you have right now and jump into the next phase with gusto. John Steinbeck said, "A time splashed with interest, wounded with tragedy, crevassed with joy, that's the time that seems long in memory. From nothing to nothing is no time at all." I think what John was saying was that a life filled with ups and downs is a longer and better life than one without taking chances. Look for that positive energy and the people that have done the things and gone to the places that you want to go. Don't be afraid. Be bold. Ask questions. Be a sponge. Nothing will hold you back more than fearful paralysis. No need to compare yourself to everybody else, especially those phony popular peddlers on social media. Lean into your strength and your originality, even if it's not the flavor of the month. Because when you eventually get really great at your thing, it will be a totally original version of you. We truly do live in such a miraculous age, and we've made it here in the backs of the hard work and evolution of our parents and ancestors. They would want you to take full advantage of their work. I'm so excited for and a little jealous of your position that you're all in right now, because anything is possible. That's all I got. Get out there and kick ass, send thank you cards, call your loved ones, maybe make a little altar in your dresser or in your garage and put inspirational books and photos and trinkets on it for those times of doubt. Stay in touch with that young, hopeful, naive version of yourself, because it's where the wonder and the hope and the resiliency and the joy are. So good luck. Much love to you all.